Greetings from our sunny balcony. Today we are going to talk about average salary in Finland and what kind of quality of life do you get with that. So what is the average income in Finland? I had to check this information from Statistics Finland website. That is the information that government collects. So it's official information, and this information is from last year. And last year the average income was 3,768 euros. And since most of my viewers are from United States, the same amount in US dollars is $4,416. But we have to remember that these 3,700 something euros is the salary before taxes and other fees that are taken away from your salary. I'm going to show you an honest calculation of taxes and other fees that are taken away from the salary, but you have to remember that there are many things that might affect how much taxes you have to pay. First of all, your income level, the place where you live, the fact if you belong to church or not, stuff like that affect the tax percentage. But I tried to calculate like the estimated average fees.
As you see in this picture, from the employee's salary, first there is income tax taken, and this 24% is calculated based on that average salary. If you earn more, then you will be more taxed. Then the second biggest sum that you have to pay is the earnings related pension contribution, and that is between 7 and 9% depending on the age. Then there are some smaller sums taken away that have to do with your unemployment and health insurance. But as you see altogether, that is quite a lot taken away from your income.
So I guess you want to know what is the actual net salary coming to your bank account after all these fees. Let's see.
And here it is. The average monthly salary was 3,768 euros, and after taxes and other fees that are taken away, net income is 2,464 euros, and that is 2,888 US dollars.
Now that we know the average net income, next logical question is what kind of quality of life can you get with that money living in Finland?
To answer this question, I think we have to start by talking about the housing expenses. You know that we live in some extreme conditions, so you need a flat. Finance experts tell that people should be using max 30 to 40% of their net income into housing related expenses. So how much is that 30 to 40% of that 2,464 euros net income? The answer is that a person with average income could use for housing something from 739 to up to 985 euros a month.
We'll soon check out what kind of flat you can rent with that money. But first, we have to count some fixed costs of housing that we have to remove from that pot.
It doesn't matter if you are owning or renting the house, but you have to take care of paying for water, electricity, and home insurance. And I estimated that the minimum cost of those together is around 50 euros a month. So the money that you can really use for housing with your average salary will be from 600 to 955 euros a month.
Honestly, that 600, you don't get anything with that money in capital area. With 600, you can rent a room from shared flat, and I'm talking about the small room. or you can rent a bigger room, but then the flat is not located in the city center. It's located at least half an hour drive away. So let's see what you can get when you use that maximum budget, a little bit over 900 euros in capital area.
I'm searching now for flats that cost a little bit over 900 euros and are located in the capital area. Here is one example, quite a new flat built in 2020 and has 2 rooms and kitchen, meaning that there is a living room combined with kitchen, and then there is 1 bedroom as you see here. And there seems to be also a small balcony. And this one is located in Espoo Keskus, Espoo Center, which is like 30-minute train ride from Helsinki city center. And the size of that one was, I didn't catch that, but they are something like 40 square meters normally. Here is another from Vantaa, which is a little bit bigger, 60 square meters. This is a little bit older, but it's still a new flat, quite a new flat. But then when we check the map, we can see that there is no train connection. There is a bus connection, but that means that it takes longer time if you work in the city center. Okay, there seems to be a train. Okay, that is like half a kilometer away, so you can walk there, but of course wintertime you would like to be located right next to the station. Now I'm going to change and I'm going to remove other cities and see what we get from Helsinki city center area, or maybe not city center but Helsinki area. And here we see mostly flats that are in eastern part of Helsinki. There is either a bus or underground connection, and as you see, this is 47 square meters. I think that from this location there is no underground connection, so you have to take a bus first and then you can take an underground. Oh, actually there is an underground. Well, this is quite nice because then it means that maybe it takes something like less than half an hour to get to work. But as you see, you get just 1 bedroom flats with average income. This one is in Jätkäsaari, which is like quite near city center, just a tram drive away. But this is small. This is like 30 something square meters.
I had to double check this information and now I'm reading straight from the screen. In Finland, the average living space per person is approximately 41 square meters. That is about 441 square feet. In Helsinki, the figure is even smaller, on average 36 square meters. That is about 388 square feet. So no wonder that when Americans visit Europe and they visit our homes, they are like, why is the kitchen so small? I can't fit my bed here. We are used to living tight.
Now we are checking how much more space are we getting if you are living outside the capital area. Here is an example from Lappeenranta. Okay, this one was an older apartment built in 1970s. But as you see, you get 70 something square meters. So that is almost double the space. Let's see something newer. Lappeenranta, by the way, is a mid-sized city in eastern Finland, very active city. There are lots of students and lots of industry there. Here's another example. This is a newer apartment, seems to be in the city center. Very nice, clean. And here you have much more space. It's like 56 square meters. So it's like 15 square meters more than it was in Helsinki. and I wanted to check that this is really near the services, and that seems to be the case.
I found statistics on what are the other expenses or how do Finnish people on average use their money, and I made this table with that average income in my mind. And as we see, there are other like fixed costs, like food, for example, and this estimation says that people would use only 308 euros for food. That is a little. I would say that you would need, if you use only 10 euros a day, that means that you have to buy only like something that is on sale, and you have to cook at home everything. You can't even eat at your workplace lunch restaurant with that money. So, but in this same table, it also says that people use money for restaurants. So maybe that is the lunch restaurant money. So in that case, if you can eat like twice a week at your workplace, cafeteria, and then rest of the time you cook at home, then that's fine, I guess. I wanted to make this real, like real for you, so I also checked the price of a Big Mac, because you know many people talk about Big Mac index, and with that 308 euros you could buy 1.7 Big Macs a day, and that would be all that you could eat with that money here in Finland. Then there is this transportation cost that is in this table, 273 euros. That is quite high because public transportation ticket in capital area, it's a little bit over 60 euros a month, but I understand that this is not where all the people live. So if you live on countryside or in smaller towns, you need a car, and then that 273 euros, that's not enough for really having a car. Maybe a shared car, really old car. Still. Otherwise, I find that this table gives you the real picture. You can't really have expensive hobbies, and you have to like think how you use the money if you want to travel or something like that. And any like surprise expenses, they are hard to cover. Of course, the common question is, how about paying less taxes and having more stuff and things? I personally, I'm happy to pay the taxes, because we can make another video about what we get with that tax money. But the most important things for me personally are free education, meaning that I have got it, my kids have got it, and we get also the free lunch at school. And all the studies up to universities are free. And healthcare, that is not totally free, but it costs something like 20 euros to go to a doctor, 25 euros, I guess, to take the ambulance. And the maximum amount that you have to pay for public sector healthcare is something like 700 euros a year. And after that, most of your expenses are covered by taxes. And of course, the maternity and paternity leave, so that it was really possible to stay home with kids for a year. And then the free daycare, although that is not totally free either. If you have the highest income level, you pay something like 400 euros, I guess, maximum for the daycare, but it includes all the meals and everything, so it's affordable. But let's talk about those issues in some other video, right? Did you learn anything new? Do you have any questions that I should answer, or I should search information for you? Let me know. See you.